All right, welcome to Yin Yoga in the Blue Mountains. Lovely, gorgeous day here. Let's find a comfortable seat to start with. Now, when I say a comfortable seat, if you want to lie down, that's okay as well as we come through the centering. You can kneel. In fact, I'm going to kneel using my block. And each position you experiment with is an experimentation of sensation, comfort, and feeling, where you're exploring your own relationship to the posture you're in. So fidgeting is legal. Getting yourself set, moving, adjusting is all legal. Part of the process of settling onto the mat. And then consider your posture. What's your posture doing? Is there a sense of heaviness in the front of the body? Where you might start to gently open the front of the body, bringing the shoulders back and down. Even palms face up on the lap. Then consider how tall you're sitting. Is there any collapsed area in the low back? The back of the neck, anywhere where the spine concaves in. Is that collapsing? Consider your breath moving through the body. Is there a sense of ease with the breath or constriction? And none of these things are right or wrong. They're simply observations. Observations and opportunities to change something, explore, adjust. And just to bring a little synovial fluid to the joints today, we'll start with the 6 directions of the spine. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, float the hands down. Inhale, lift the arms up, look up. Exhale, float the arms down and look down, perhaps even rounding the back, tucking the tailbone. So you start to move the whole spine. Inhale, lift up, look up, reach up. Exhale, floating the hands down, tucking, rounding. The next time you lift up, look up, reach up, drop the left hand and lean to the left, reaching over. Inhale, neutral, both hands up. Exhale, the other side. Now, if your hands don't reach, you can always use a block to push down onto the floor. Just alternate side to side, opening up the side body, the ribs. Good. Excellent. Next time you come up, pause. And then rotating to the left, bringing in the left hand behind the back, right hand across. Inhale, neutral. And then rotating the other side. 3 or 4 times on each side. Inhale, come to stillness. Noticing if anything's changed in your posture, in your seat, in your comfort level, discomfort level, breath. And then find a seat with the pelvis slightly elevated. I'm going to use my burrito roll, blanket or towel, legs extended out in front of you. Wiggle your way to the edge of the blanket or towel or seat. You could be on a block as well, or a bolster. And extend both legs out in front of you, toes curled back, driving out through the heel bones. Blocks might be handy here. Bring your hands to the floor or blocks, fingers pointing towards the feet, shoulders back and down, staff pose. Just allowing the back of the legs to open up. Using the arms like struts to support you and lengthen through the spine so the crown of the head comes up. Keep the left leg extended as you bend the right knee, bringing the foot back towards your seat. Grip the shin. And almost leaning back, almost feel like you're leaning back, but the leg is holding you in place. So you're pulling that shin back in, foot is flat on the floor, left leg extended, toes curled back. Flex your biceps here. You can use your upper body, shoulders back, so we're still opening the chest here. And imagine your shoulder blades are trying to hook onto the spine, keeping the chest open. And then picking up that right foot, just plop it onto the other side of the leg, onto the floor. Noticing how that feels. And then using the right hand behind the back on the floor or a block, left hand can cross over and pull against that bent knee. So you're twisting now to that right side. Shoulders back and down, so keep the chest open here. Don't crunch up the chest. Steady the breath. Keeping the twist as it is, turn just the head to the left. Keep driving out through that extended heel, that left leg. Toes curled back. Inhale, slowly come to neutral now. With that right foot, see if you can bring it back towards you a little bit more. You might have to adjust your seat here. Some of you might even have to sit up taller. So you've bent. The right knee is still bent, but instead of the foot being grounded, you're now on the pinky edge of the foot, bringing that foot back towards the left hip a little more. So it's a slightly different feeling. Half shoelace pose. You can grip the thigh or the knee. You can use a strap around that if you like. And just hinge back, just sit up tall, shoulders back and down. Resisting the temptation to close the chest at any time. And once again, twisting to the right. Holding the twist to the right, turn the head to the left. Shoulders back and down. Slowly come to neutral, and now to finish the shoelace, lean back, and bend the other knee. So both knees are bent. Both feet are on the pinky toe side of the foot. The left foot's on the right side, right foot's on the left side because they're crossed. Now, if there's a big space between the knees, let's say this knee is up here, that's okay. If you want to put something between the knees, like a block or a cushion, you can. Try to come back towards the edge of your blanket so there's a forward tilt in the pelvis. Coming into neutral shoelace, shoulders back and down, sitting up tall. And this time, just to open the chest a little bit more, take both hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers and straighten the arms, lifting the hands away from the buttocks. Consciously squeeze the shoulder blades and feel the stretch across the front of the shoulders, through the chest. Triceps also getting there. Stretch here. Perhaps lift the chin. Drop the chin. Bring the head to neutral and release the arms. So shoelace pose starts to help the piriformis here lengthen. So we're going to stay here for a little while. Bring both hands out to the side this time. You can even bring a strap into that right hand. And then cross the elbows so that the right elbow is on top, and hug yourself. Pull the shoulders down. So now we're contracting the chest. Bring the hands together into eagle arms, or grab the strap into eagle strapped arms. So bringing some flexibility into the chest area through eagle. Gently release. Notice the sensations you've brought to the upper body in that. And once again, reach back, clasp the fingers, interlace the fingers in the non-usual way. So you're interlacing the fingers and it'll feel a little odd this time. Straightening the arms, lifting the hands back, looking up. And then exhaling, release, twisting to the right. Keeping the twist, turn the head to the left. Whew. And bringing the head back to neutral. We'll get deeper into the piriformis here by walking the hands forward and dropping the head down. Head down towards the knee. You can bring your hands onto blocks if you like. This will also get into the deep low back, mid back, back of the neck, slowly walk the hands back. Coming to an upright position, pick up that right knee, and if you can, just hug it towards you now for a bit. So coming into this seated pigeon. Extending the left leg back out. And then slowly release that right leg back into Dandasana. Staff rod pose, hands beside you, push out through both heels. And then crossing the left foot over the right leg and just pulling back against the shin. Well, before we cross it over, let's just pull it back towards the body firstly. So we're getting used to the left leg now being bent initially. Use your biceps to squeeze it back. Keep the chest open the whole time as you cross the leg. foot flat on the floor initially. And then twisting to the left. You can pull against the knee as your left hand seeks the twist. Keep driving out through that right heel. Watch that right shoulder doesn't hunch up. See if you can create a little more hollow in your belly. So you're sitting up taller and you're keeping the chest open. Keep the twist as you turn the head to the right. So these deep twists can bring out some very deeply held tension. A good sigh is a great way to let it out. Releasing the twist and then bringing that left foot, pinky toe down, back towards the right hip. Knee over knee, half shoelace pose. Driving out through that right heel, keeping that right calf stretched out, right hamstring. And we'll try the twist again, shall we? Twisting to the left, bringing that left shoulder back. Get some space in the belly, lifting up through the belly. Hold the twist as you turn the head to the right. I'm watching that right shoulder doesn't hunch up. And then slowly release the twist. Leaning back, we're going to try and bend the right knee back into shoelace on this side. Now, some devotees of yoga won't be sitting on anything underneath the pelvis. If I sit on nothing under the pelvis, my pelvis is very lopsided. So using the rolled up bolster or towel or blanket can really help the pelvis remain neutral. And twisting once more to the left. So with the twist, we're always looking for height. Lifting the belly, lifts the ribs, lifts the heart, lifts the crown of the head. Feeling the piriformis on the left side as you turn the head to the right. Woo. Inhale the head to neutral as we interlace the hands behind the back. Lifting hands away from the buttocks, arms straight. Opening up the chest once again. You can lift the chin to let the throat gather the morning sunlight on the throat. Squeeze the shoulder blades, keep that chest nice and open. Ah. Open up your heart. It's a start. Exhale, release. Grabbing the strap with the left hand if you're using a strap for eagle. And this time bringing the left elbow on top. Hug yourself. Really pull those shoulders down and then come into eagle on this side. Oh. Slowly release. And then to go a little deeper into the piriformis, walk the hands forward, hinge forward, head towards knee. Remember, the hands could be on blocks here. The further you walk out, the more you feel this release in the low back. Ah. And then slowly walking the hands back, coming to an upright position. You can pick that left knee up and hug it towards you like a pigeon, seated pigeon, extending the right leg back out. Ah. And release back to Dandasana. Driving out through both heels, toes curled back, hands supporting you, straightening up, shoulders back and down, keeping the chest open as you push down through the hands, lifting up through the spine. And then slowly leaning back, bending both knees, bringing the soles of the feet together, adjusting your seat, tilted forward, opening the hips outwards, shoulders back and down. You can grip the feet and massage the feet here. And while you're at it, you can pull the digits back. Oh, opening up the bottom of the foot here, big time. And for a little more hip opening, you can lean forward. You can support the head on blocks if you like. Or you can walk the hands forward. If the head comes down, you're going to round the back, which Works for some people. If you have osteoporosis or bulging discs, you don't want to do that. You want to keep the chin up so it's a hinge. The further you walk out, the more you'll feel this in the low back release. And the hips opening, of course. Slowly walking the hands back. Come into your upright position in butterfly. And then make your way onto your back. Bending the right knee, hug the right knee in towards the ribs. Grab the right foot so you're in pigeon pose on the back, coming back into the piriformis while you're on the back this time. And then standing the right foot on your left thigh. Bring the hands out 90 degrees. Push the right foot down into the thigh and roll onto your left hip so you're starting to feel a lumbar twist to the left. And your left hand can grab that right knee or thigh and start to add a little arm pressure so that the stretch comes back down into the outer thigh and the piriformis on that right side. Keep the right arm grounded. You can even turn the head to the right if you like. Play around with the left hand pulling against the thigh to find your ideal release here. Slowly release. Come back onto your back. Straighten the hips. Feel the contrast between the two legs. So when we get into the piriformis and the outer thigh, the IT band on that right side changes the whole way that leg feels. Bending left knee this time, hug left knee towards the ribs. And then grabbing that left foot pull it in towards the chest. Keep driving out through that right heel. And watch you're not hunching the chest towards each other. Keep the shoulders back and down. Keep those shoulder blades on the mat. And then standing the left foot on the right thigh, hands out 90 degrees. Push the foot down onto the thigh as you roll onto the right hip. This time the left knee comes over to the right. The foot might come off the thigh, that's okay. And then your hand can grab towards that knee or thigh. And add the arm's strength to deepen the twist. Option to turn the head to the left. Gently release. Come onto your back once again. And this time bending both knees. Pulling both knees back. Keep the knees wide so the thighs don't press against the belly. Feel the low back on the mat. And start to push the feet, the soles of the feet together. And you can put a strap around the edges of the feet if you like. Or you can grip the edges of the feet, opening the hips out, opening the knees out, and try to get the head back down on the ground, or a block, or a cushion. No strain on the back of the neck. Pull back on the feet or the strap. Keep the chest open. Now carefully grabbing the shins or the thighs or the feet, coming to happy baby. So the knees remain bent, but the hips are open. And you can pull down on the thighs or the shins or the feet. Low back on the mat, low back tractioning out, low back, no strain, no arch. Gently bringing the feet back to the earth, knees together for a moment, feet apart, TP pose. Palms up. The low back should feel okay here. So take both hands, bring them together into a diamond structure. So the thumb tips are touching, the index fingers are touching, and if you held them up above your head, you'd be looking at a diamond shape. Bring the feet hip-width distance apart as you lift the hips into the air. And you're going to take that diamond and you're going to sit on it. So bring it under your buttocks and sit on the diamond. Palms on the mat. Extend one leg, then the other. Bring the elbows in a little closer to the rib cage, so you're feeling the elbows squeeze in, which is opening up the chest. Take a deep breath in, and as you do, lift the chin so the back of the head rests against the ground. The chest is open, the back is arched. You can push down with the elbows to get more arch and more lift. Matsyendrasana or fish pose. Opening the heart, opening the chest. For 3, 2, 1. Bringing the chin back down, bending the knees, lifting the hips and removing the hands, shaking them out. Bringing the knees back up, rock from side to side. And slowly coming up onto your sit bones once again. Have a towel handy, or a bolster, or blocks. So we're going to come into a deeper chest opening here, but it'll be very passive. So there's a couple of ways to do it. Number 1, you take your bolster or your towel or your blanket behind the shoulder blades and bring your hands out like this. So you've got a supported chest opening using something underneath the shoulder blades. Cushion, blanket, or towel. So that's level 1 option. Level 2 is a little more intense. I'm going to show it to you as an option where you take 2 blocks. You have 1 block on its lower setting and 1 block on its middle setting, 1 block on its edge, 1 block on its face, and you bring the shoulder blades down onto the first block, the lower block, and the second block under the head. Hands out. So that's going to open up the chest a little more. And for those who are opening up the chest to another degree or another level, you can take those same two blocks and adjust their heights accordingly, one on the side, one on its small edge, and that brings you into a more intense supported back bend. Lots of options here. Legs can be extended, feet together if you want more hip opening, knees together, feet apart if you want a little more support. No effort to open the chest. Allow gravity and the relaxation of the shoulders to untangle the tightness in the chest, to melt it away through relaxation. Notice how this is for breathing. Hopefully, untangling the tightness in the chest is helping the breath. Helping the lungs. Helping the heart. Taking pressure off those precious organs. Ah, 10 more breaths here. Whew. Now if you're high on the blocks, be very mindful as you come off the blocks, as you start to use your elbows to support you to come away from the blocks and bolster. Coming up onto your seat. Removing props out of the way. Standing the feet on the mat towards the edges of the mat, so the feet are fairly wide, shoulder width apart. Start to rock the knees from side to side. And the next time you rock the knees to the left, take the right hand and sweep it around to the left side, so you're really feeling that all through the right side of the body. Switch sides. And then alternate side to side. Getting a rhythm. And the next time the knees come to the left, pause. And if you can, come down onto your elbows. Feeling this twisted sphinx. If you want a little more intensity, you can stretch that right arm out. Oh. Gently come up and switch sides. Start with the elbows. So we're getting into the piriformis in a slightly different way here as you reach that left arm out as an option. And then slowly making your way back up. Find a comfortable seat, kneeling or sitting. noticing the internal structure of the body at the end of your practice. If anything has changed or shifted, posture, openness of the chest, hips, thighs, piriformis. Breath. State of the mind. What has shifted? As we bring our hands together, close our Blue Mountains practice today. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thanks, everyone.